What would you like to see accomplished in the next 4 years?
I want a hefty bag of shit.
How are both of your flies down?
A standard of integrity.
A return to trusting the government. I'm taking the shot.
Yeah!
To listen to each other.
Trusting each other, listening to each other.
Tolerance. If you run into somebody who you disagree with, it's not the end of the world. Just hear them out.
Finding the common ground that moves our society forward rather than battling against each other and not getting anywhere.
Anything else?
Can we start over?
Give me my shot!
Alright, yeah, so hi. Stop it. Hi, welcome back. No, I don't like that. I really don't like that. Hi, welcome to the shit show. What are we talking about today? We're talking about the election.
Oh,
right?
this can't be how you...
No, welcome back. Here we are, episode 2 of the shit show. If you don't have a drink, go and get one. Meanwhile, let's take this shot.
Okay. Yeah, those are not good.
I'm
good.
never a fan of that. Anyway, yeah, welcome back, episode 2. Here we are, a literal shit show. A couple rules of the discussion, and of course we always invite you to play along. Things that cannot be mentioned, otherwise you have to take a shot. Donald Trump's name. You take a shot of this, or whatever you're drinking at home. We can't get upset or yell, because if we do, then we have to take a drink. We can't say normal, over-repeated phrases, like at the end of the day, or what was the other one?
That being said,
we can't swear. We can, but if we do, we have to take a drink.
that being said, it's going to be a big one for you.
That's going to be a huge one for me. But we have 2 lovely refs here who are helping us, so they're going to be intermittently keeping us accountable, making sure we're drinking throughout, and also asking some questions to make sure we're drinking throughout. You'll see. So today, we're talking about the election, the aftermath. I'm sure a lot of you felt the same way we felt, which was very anxious the whole entire time. I can take you through my week. I know the Tuesday of, it was definitely, I'm going to take everything with a grain of salt. Nothing is set in stone. But I will be honest, I didn't sleep well at all week. It wasn't until Saturday when I was like, oh my God, I feel like I can kind of sleep. But even then, it felt like this false sense of security, like, oh, we're not out of the woods yet, like, nothing is technically set in stone, like, what if I'm overjoyed and the rug's gonna get pulled out from under me? And I know I'm not the only one who's feeling that way, like, it's just insane. How was your week?
So Tuesday rolls in and, a lot of people were calling it the red mirage, which was the idea that, our current president told people not to mail in vote, go in person. And so a lot of what came in on election night were Republican votes. Wednesday, I believe, is when you had what I think folks refer to as, was it the blue wall? That was when Michigan and then Wisconsin came around. The one state that was nagging at me was Arizona, because the Associated Press called Arizona, and actually Fox News called Arizona for Biden on election night, and it stayed uncalled by everybody else up until past Saturday, actually, when they said Biden had enough electoral votes.
That week was rough, man. That week was rough, and I think what made it even more rough was how close it was, right?
Yeah.
You're sitting there and you're thinking, or I was thinking, like, I thought we had more integrity than this. I did. I thought we had more integrity as a country.
I wanted America to say, okay, we did the whole outsider from Washington experiment or whatever, and we hate it, and we want to reject the white supremacy. We want to reject the anti-globalism and all the things that Donald Trump represents.
Oh no, you said it!
And we did not see a rejection of the Orange Man. Even though he lost, he still got 70 million votes, and that's going to be something that we all have to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to take that Trump shot. The fact that it is this close is, it was a little heartbreaking, but at the same time not surprising, because I think the orange man has done us a little bit of a favor in exposing truly what is out there. We all live in our own realities and what we're exposed to. And I think the election has literally shown the whole country that we are very divided and we do not see this country the same way. I'm never going to diminish somebody's points when they say I voted for Orange Boy or I voted for a third party because I hate Biden that much. I'm never going to invalidate that. But what I do ask, I guess, is why? Have you done your research? Have you really dug in deep? Like, are these the values that you want represented?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing that like is being internalized now. Is this was generally a loss for Democrats. I mean, Biden won, but House seats in Congress were lost. Most of the Senate races that Democrats were hoping to win, they lost. I mean, Lindsey Graham got reelected.
Right.
Mitch McConnell got reelected. Susan Collins got reelected.
Yeah. Well,
13.
I mean, hey, ow!
How many reindeer?
Oh, I said 12, he said,
Catch one.
what did you say?
I said 13.
We 8?
Wait, that's not a shot.
It sure is.
It's not a shot.
It is, brah. And it sucks, but we have to do it.
Fine.
Just 3.
Wait, what was the question?
How many?
How many reindeer were
Are
in
featured
was
Tolstoy's.
the night before Christmas?
I love it.
That was a bad one.
Yeah. This is the shit show. I love it.
I think that's a perfect kind of segue into where we are now. I don't feel secure, and I don't necessarily know why. Could it be because he's refusing to concede? I don't know what it is, but there's something in me that's holding me back from feeling like I can take a deep breath and be like, okay, things are gonna be okay. It doesn't feel that way yet.
The orange man tried to declare victory on election night, which a lot of people were anticipating. It was one of those things where, you've got to count every vote, right? Like, this is a democracy. We're going to count all votes. He's going to try to declare early and send it to the Supreme Court because he's obviously nominated 3 out of the 9 Supreme Court justices. And so you're kind of like, okay, if there's a moment where something could go wrong, something might. And so the fact that nothing did there, and we counted all the votes, and there were supporters of the orange man saying, like, keep counting votes in Arizona and stop counting votes in Pennsylvania, and contradictory chants and all of that. It's like, it's clearly the sign of a losing group. But I think what we've seen, which is what you were just kind of speaking to, is you've got a lot of people who are dedicated in maybe a cult-like fashion to a man who doesn't like losing, has never been told no in his entire life because he's an entitled trust fund baby, and is probably so financially indebted to other countries that he has no incentive to concede or, play by the democratic rules.
Yeah. So you touched on a lot of things. He displays a lot of characteristics of a narcissist and somebody who really only cares about himself. He's not going to let go easily. That speaks a lot to character, and that speaks a lot to integrity. I'm a very competitive person. There is a grace and there is an elegance to when you lose. You need to be you need to know how to lose, and you need to know how to win.
Right.
And he doesn't know how to do both. And that is a huge mark of lack of integrity.
Yeah, so I would say if you care about the sport, then when you've been bested and you honor that. And we're witnessing somebody who doesn't care about the sport, who doesn't care about democracy, who is an opportunist. And that is what makes everything so scary. I mean, someone recently said to me, like, what if Joe Biden dies? Both of these presidents are in their late 70s. Don't even joke about that, because we've got somebody who doesn't care about the rules and just wants to take advantage of whatever opportunity might be there. And so he's not going to concede. I don't know if he'll ever concede.
The Polar Express.
Yep.
Oh.
That's Yes, you.
Did
I
she
know.
definitely get that
Yeah,
first?
I did. I got that first. Are you kidding me? Whole hand contact on Zenova.
We've got it on
10.
camera.
We do have
I
it
feel
on
like
camera.
we
We do have it on
touched
camera.
it at the same
We'll
time.
play it back,
We can
but
do a replay, and I guarantee you, I got that first. The Polar Express. Like, there's no doubt in my mind, and I'm a very doubtful person because I overthink shit all the time, and I don't doubt that.
You swore.
You're right. I swore. I said a word I wasn't supposed to say. How dare you? I will full on block. You ain't getting this shit in my cup. Try his
There's
though.
no way.
Ooh, you close.
There's
Ooh,
no
so
way.
close. Consistency.
I won't block
Right here,
any of
right
them.
here,
There's no
right
way
here.
you're getting it in my cup.
You make a man.
Men
that
need
loves
so much
himself and loves
validation. It's
men.
unreal, but it's okay.
I just want to be told that I'm loved and that
I know. When we're in the same room, you're like, can you leave? Like, you don't want us there, but you want us in the area.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
Stop for him. Starting a new timer.
Hey,
You
good
not-
for you for getting that.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, it
I
only
was
took
shocked.
100 ping pong
I
balls.
was gonna say, guys, why do you think Donald Trump, GT, is able to?
Whoa!
She takes the shot. It's valid for anyone.
Whoa!
You're a part of it. You take the shot. You come over here.
Oh, it's a little baby one too.
Yeah, get in here.
Come sit in front of me.
She said Donald Trump, so guess who has to take a shot? This girl. Like a
Yes.
champ. Clearly, we have a lot of work to do as a nation, and I think a fair question is, how do we do it? Because it seems like we've gotten to a point where it's really, really hard to listen to somebody who doesn't agree with you without getting very upset or very angry or very offended or taking it personally. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it 100%. But I do feel like we need to find a way to have these conversations in a civilized way. Like, are we always going to live in this world? Because I feel like Orange Man has created a world where it's like, if somebody disagrees, instantly, guns out, literally, figuratively, and you're like, I don't agree.
But also maybe literally.
Screw you. But a different word.
Yeah, it's tough.
Right?
So there's a lot of compromise that needs to be sought, and just establishing an environment of let's hear each other out.
Yes.
I think it's something meaningful.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. We have gotten to a point in our society, in politics, where misinformation is rampant. It's everywhere. And I think that we need to get to a point where we decide, okay, we believe in one thing and that thing is truth, and we are going to find a way to establish a standard as to how we get that truth.
The mainstream media makes money by selling headlines, right? And some of those are factually based and some aren't.
Correct.
And it's fair to say that not everything that you read in a headline is automatically true. Maybe we need to at least revisit establishing sources and
Yes.
establishing evidence behind
Yes.
anything that we hear
Yeah.
or read from a particular source. If you think that you believe something because you read it somewhere, what does somebody else say? Or like, what are the sources? What is the evidence? If we don't have any evidentiary content behind what you're reading, then it's hearsay.
And I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Ebenezer.
Yep. Oh, damn, you got that before me. I'm upset about that. Yeah, I have to take this shot there.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Here we go. Though one thing that I wanted to mention as well, we've got 2 runoff elections in Georgia. Those are because Georgia has sort of a ranked choice type voting selection system where if your candidate doesn't hit 50%, there's a runoff election, and there's
Right.
2 in Georgia for the Senate, which would determine who controls the Senate, because I believe Republicans are up 2 senators, but if Democrats were to win to the 2 Senate seats that are up for grabs in Georgia, then they would be tied at 48, I believe, and Kamala Harris, the vice president-elect, would be the tie-breaking vote. Like we've already said, Democrats kind of lost quite a bit in this election, and their backs are kind of against the wall in terms of the likelihood of these scenarios. But the reason I bring this up is because it will determine a lot regarding whether or not Joe Biden is working with a Republican-controlled Senate or a Democratic. Like I said in my opening statement, I think a big part of what we need to do is just reestablish trust in government. Environmental regulations have been taken down in terms of protections for wetlands, protections on where we drill for oil. All of that has been repealed in the Trump administration, and I don't know if that counts. And I would like to see a reinstatement in terms of the trust in government and just reversing a lot of what's been of the damage that's been done in the last 4 years, and whether or not the Senate is regained by Democrats will determine whether further progress is made on top of that.
That is facts on facts on facts spoken. And that is a great key takeaway. And that's a great segment for me to sort of, expand on my takeaway, which is this. Challenge whatever it is that you learn on the internet. Because I guarantee you open up your Insta, you open up your Facebook, you open up your TikTok, your homie, your best friend doesn't have the same feed you do. So challenge the sources where you get your information. There's nothing wrong with that.
We, I think, and I hope, are entering an era where we are revisiting common ground. Joe Biden is dedicated to finding what is going to benefit everybody, regardless of where your stance is on things. What can we all agree on that will benefit everybody involved?
So Ollie, you have 2 minutes.
Jesus Lord. I could barely get through what I was trying to say.
My main summary is be skeptical. I think a lot of times we've been taught that questioning things is wrong. That's what makes us human at the end of the day. That's what makes us different from freaking whales who speak so many languages, and y'all don't know, but they do. They be knowing so many languages.
Whale languages?
Whales know languages. You don't believe me? Look it up.
How many languages?
I think it was like upwards of 40 dialects when it comes to the whale community.
Whales know 40 languages. The least you can do is listen to your neighbor.
I just ask you to listen. Listen to people who don't agree with you. And we can do it. Don't drop the ball. I believe in y'all. Cheers.
I knew. When you guys were talking about getting a clapper, I knew it was just going to be a bunch of unnecessary fucking snaps all over.
Is it unnecessary?
Go. You guys we are all synced up. Go.
Keep your ears to the ground. Talking about freedom.
I would like to see universal health care. I would like to see a reallocation of the police budget to social services. I would like to see marijuana legalized and taxed and those funds going to other things, and to expunge the records of anyone who's got that on their record. I would like to see a lot of things.
3, 2, 1.
2.
Hits on a stick.
Ow!
Redemption. Fucking shit tip.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Ready?
Yeah! Nice.
Alright, we lose. We lose.
Someone stop filming.